If you look back the last 10 years or so, what's the one thing that I guess it's really you've learnt or really grasped well that has helped you build a business that started off at 2 going to PNG, literally jumping in the deep end to what are you now, over 300ish?
Yeah, about 400 employees, and this year we'll probably exceed 200 million in turnover. So
congratulations to all that.
It's been a pretty wild ride. And I guess to be able to do that, it's all about cash flow. Every business owner, it's the lifeblood of a business. So structuring your affairs so that you have cash. Those who have it can grow. Those who don't can't. But I guess going back to my private equity days, the private equity company that had bought the air conditioning business that I went to run was ANZ Private Equity. It was really just good cash flow management, reinvesting back in the business, and making sure you had enough set aside for a rainy day, like in 2014 when the industry had problems, and then again in 2020 when COVID hit. We were sort of sitting there and going, okay, well, what opportunity is going to come out of these particular events, as opposed to how do we save the company, because we had the finances and the backing to take advantage of it. So cash flow management is one big thing, and I guess the second thing is I find that having like-minded people who believe in your vision and who think and want to go in the same direction is important, because it can become quite lonely as a business owner. But if you've got a bunch of mates or business partners that you can share the experiences with, share the problems, share the wins, the successes, then I find that's a lot more enjoyable. So probably those two things. And I guess the last thing I learnt, a lawyer in Brisbane, David Williams, who works at Mullins, I went to a trade investment show in 2011 and met him there. And it always sticks in my mind. He sort of said that when you start a business, start with the end in mind. And look, that can change over time, and it normally will. But as he said to me, I sort of was puzzled by why would you start with the end in mind. And his comment on that was, well, at some point you're going to leave your business. It's either going to be you're going to sell it, you might IPO it, and they bring someone else in. You might bring your kids in and have a succession plan that way. Or you might go out in a wooden box, but you're guaranteed to leave your business at some point. So set your affairs up early and structure it so that you can do that at a later point in time.